Hey, Shalom Makiam. Coming at you real quick with a quick video. This video will be called "The Smaller the Business, the Worldly Business, the More Leisure Time You Will Have to Do This Work." And going into this lesson because now it's evident more and more day by day what time it is, and that it's close for the return of who the world calls Jesus, and his name is Yahweh Shai, and the Most High God, Yahweh, who the world calls God. All right. It's evident what time it is. And these demons are going to try to get you into opportunities of more business outside of the truth. Business in whatever craft you're in. You know, some people are good at music. Some people, are good with building. Some people are good with different things of different crafts in this world that they can get money from. And outside of your 9 to 5, okay, outside of your regular 9 to 5, you have to watch out for those demons that creep in to try to give you extra opportunities to make more money that really is going to take away a lot of the time from this truth. We're not here to live super good or lavishly. We're here to keep it simple, stay in the middle, be happy for whatever Yahweh Shai gives us here and there, a little extra things they give us, and just keep it moving and keep this work as your main focus. So first I'm going to start in Sirach chapter 38, starting at verse 24. It says, "The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure." Right, the wisdom, gaining the knowledge, being able to sit down and really go through these scriptures and learn, watch videos, and learn from other men, okay, and really take out that quality time to really dig deep in these scriptures and seek and watch the prophecies around the world that connect with the scriptures. So I'm gonna start back from the beginning. The wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that hath little business shall become wise. What do you mean little business? Little business in the world, meaning your regular jobs, okay, in the world that you do to pay bills, to survive, month to month, take care of yourself, okay? That business should be little, meaning it should be just a regular job, okay? Not trying to be the next superstar, not trying to be the next millionaire house builder, architect, okay? Not trying to get 10 acres of land and trying to get all these cattle, because you got to take care of that cattle. You gotta pay attention to that cattle, and that takes time, okay? So it says little business. Let's go to 25 verse. "How can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow, and that glory in his gold?" A gold is something that a person that's guiding the cattle, okay, uses to guide the cattle that he has, whether it's sheep, whatever it may be. "That driveth oxen, and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is of bullocks." Right. Their talk is in their job. Speaking of this particular, once again, the cattle. So say you got land and you got cattle, oxen, sheep, different things that you got to take care of, the land. That takes work. That takes dedication to make your land work for you. Okay, that takes really seriousness, man. So that's going to take most of your time. So where's the time you're going to have for the truth? Okay, and this can go for any job. It's naming something, but it's symbolically speaking. Okay, it can go for any job. All right, so it says, and is occupied in their labors, and whose talk is in bullocks. 26, "He giveth his mind to make furrows." Now what are furrows? Furrows is like when you till the ground to plant your seeds for your land, for your fruit, vegetables, whatever you plant in your garden. That's what it talks about, the furrow, all right? So it says, "He giveth his mind to make furrows, and is diligent to give the kind fodder," right, fodder, food, to feed his flocks, to feed his cattle, okay? So that they may be taken care of, so he ain't wasting his time doing the work, his worldly work. So he has to attend to that, man. You can watch different things on YouTube of these different people that have land and they work their land, and it's a lot of work, man. It's clockwork. They get up day in, day out, and that's their job, man, to make sure that land is taken care of, make sure the cattle's taken care of. Once again, where's the room for the work? Where's the room for studying and laboring and understanding these prophecies and going to prophesy? All that stuff is going to choke up the word. Okay? Let's go to verse 27. So every carpenter and workmaster that laboreth night and day, and they that cut and grave seals and are diligent to make great verity, and give themselves to counterfeit imagery, and watch to finish a work. The smith also sitting by the anvil, and considering the iron work, the vapor of the fire wasted his flesh, and he fighteth with the heat of the furnace. The noise of the hammer and the anvil is ever in his ears, and his eyes look still upon the pattern of the thing that he maketh. He setteth his mind to finish his work, and watcheth to polish it perfectly. Right. He's a perfectionist, man. Any person that builds with their hands are a perfectionist because they want their work to be on point. Whether you're building a house, whatever you're doing with your hands, you want it to perfection. You got people who have regular jobs that they really don't care too much about their job. They're just really there to, pay their bills. But this is talking about crafts. People who are very into the crafts to make their craft look excellent. That can, if the spirit ain't with you, man, and that can really take you off, man. And at the end of the day, if that takes you off where you're not concentrating the word and you never get focused like you need to be on this word ever, well then we know according to the scriptures, only the elect is going to get it. Only the elect is going to be saved. So it might not be meant for that person, individual. Okay? Let's go to verse 29. So doeth the potter sitting at his work and turning the wheel about with his feet, who is always carefully set at his work and maketh all his work by number. Right? He's careful, meaning his mind is single-minded on his craft. Verse 30. He fashioned the clay with his arm and bowed down his strength before his feet. He applied himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace. All these trust to their hands, and everyone is wise in his work. Right. He's wise in his work, but where's the wisdom of this word? Okay. Many people got talents, but you can't get overwhelmed with that talent to make that priority over the word, over learning, over getting wisdom, and over teaching the work. Okay, doing the will of the Most High. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's most important because those craft by the hands ain't gonna save you. Okay, and I'll give you an example of myself, of example that I went through. Me being in music and me having my own studio in my house, all right, and mixing songs and being an engineer, that takes a lot of time, man. So if I got 1, 2, 3 songs to mix and master, okay, engineer and record, well, guess what? One song might take, in one day, I might spend 14 hours straight on mixing a song, not really sleeping, because you're really following your craft. You're trying to make every point and everything on point, even, on time. Same thing with somebody who's carving something. They want their carvings to be right. All right? So guess what? Going into that and doing that long on your craft, man, eventually like, man, I ain't been reading like I ain't supposed to. I ain't been reading and been really praying like I'm supposed to, because your mind is so engulfed in your craft. That's why it tells you got to have little business so that you can become wise and that your craft doesn't overthrow the word that is in you, because that can happen. And that's why I say in these last days, knowing that it's close, those demons are going to try to test brothers, okay, in this truth. They're going to try to test you. And whatever craft that you have a lot of talent, that the Lord bless you with talent, okay, what it may be, it might be a big opportunity to come your way to get further in that talent, to get a little more money, especially if you got a family. And the demons going to try to grab you into that, man. And you got to be like, you know what? Forget that, man. I'm just going to trust in the Lord and do the work. You know what I'm saying? I don't need an extra $10 an hour to work 7 days a week. No, I work my normal days because I need time to do this work. I just want to pay my bills and move forward. All right? Let's go to 32. Without these cannot a city be inhabited, and they shall not dwell where they will, nor go up and down. Verse 33. They shall not be sought for in public council, nor sit high in the congregation. They shall not sit on the judge's seat, nor understand the sentence of judgment. They cannot declare justice and judgment, and they shall not be found where parables are spoken. Right, they ain't gonna be found amongst men of the Lord. They ain't gonna be found learning. Okay, hearkening their ear to the men of the Lord to learn from them, to wake up, so they can become the ones that are out there teaching as well and doing the will. Okay, so they can get up out of here. Because America, this world is over, man. Okay, the end is near. So it ain't no time to be fully into crafts, okay, that you might be blessed with, you know, but it's not worth it, man. It's not worth getting left behind. Look, man, I gotta now, because I took that extra position that's gonna take a lot more of my time, I'm able to get a new car with 0 miles. That car ain't gonna save you. Those extra dollars are not gonna save you. So that's what it means, man. When it says with little business, okay, you have more leisure time, more free time. Okay, verse 34. But they, speaking of the ones who are building, the ones who are good with their hands and doing work, doing that type of work, it says, but they will maintain the state of the world and all their desire in the work of their craft. Right, so certain people in the Most High's will are just set to contain the infrastructure of the world, man, because you need builders. You need people that know how to build. But for the most part, those builders are going to be totally into their craft, and they ain't going to be spiritual, man. They're going to be trying to be the best builder of all time and trying to gain money and gain things and gain recognition to move forward in this world. Okay, in the white man's world, who are the biblical Edomites, Esau in the Bible. That's the biblical nationality, Esau. Okay, and the reason I say mostly because you got, hell, the elders. You got some of the elders that know how to build with their hands. Okay, but they ain't going overboard with it because why? They ruling well. They're always doing videos. They've been teaching for years and laboring, and they are watching over the flock, man, in a great way. I don't care what anybody else have to say about the elders of Great Millstone, man. Those men have been laboring and doing the work, and you can't deny it, man. If you try to deny it, you're just gonna be found a liar, man. All right, moving on. Let's go to Matthew chapter 19. I'm gonna start at 20. The young man saith unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? This is speaking about the man that came to who the world calls Jesus and asked him, how can I make it into the kingdom of heaven? Okay, and Yahushua, he ran off of the list of the 10 commandments. Okay, and that's where we go up to this 20 verse. So I'm gonna read it again. The young man saith unto him, all these things have I kept. So he was saying, okay, whatever you name, whatever you listed off, thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, etc. I have kept these from my youth. What lack I yet? Yahushua said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Right, he had great possessions, man. A lot of land, he had businesses to take care of. Okay, so guess what? In those businesses that he had to take care of, he like, man, if I give that up and follow you, I'm gonna lose everything. So he was more into the world, into whatever craft he was in, whatever thing he was in, and making money and possessions. And once again, it says with little business, the more leisure time you will have. The less business you have, the more leisure time you will have. The more time you will have to do the work. Okay? Verse 23, then Yahushua said unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven. Right. Meaning, why? Because a rich man is going to be about his riches, man. He's going to fall so deep in love into his riches when the gospel come to his ear, when the prophets are here speaking the word, because it's time for the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which make up the 12 tribes of Israel, to wake up back to who you are, those people that got a lot of riches, man, are going to be like, man, look, I don't want the Lord to come back to ruin this. I've been living good. You know, I got some land. I got a nice house. You know what I'm saying? I own a full construction business, and it's making $300,000 a year or whatever. They're gonna continue to do that. It takes a lot of energy to run a business. Okay, not just have a regular job. That takes energy. That can take a hold. But I'm talking about a business. You are the boss. You own it. You got employees yourself. So when the truth comes to a man like that, man, for the most part, he ain't gonna turn it down, man. He's fell too deep in love with his riches. So with that, I'm gonna say, Tawada Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, forgive me the spirit to do this video. Double honors to the elders, all right, of Great Millstone. And shalom to you brothers out there that's doing the work, that's truly waiting for our Lord Yahushai, okay, is at the door. And don't let extra business choke up this word. And be mindful, okay, and really pay attention to the leisure time that you may have. And examine your life, okay, and pray about it, okay, that the Lord will fix it for that you will have more leisure time to just concentrate on him, man, in sincerity. With that, shalom.